beautiful lighting. Good evening, all. Some of us is a little under the weather with our sinuses and everything that's going on. Yes, pray for us that we get through this podcast because the change of weather is taking a toll. Let's say it is, it's taking a toll on us, but we're gonna push through. But we're gonna go ahead and welcome in. Yes, as I stated, the weather is definitely turning and changing, and a lot of us have our sinuses and different things going. So pray with us, bear with us. We might seem a little, slow at the moment, but nonetheless, we pray for healing. We claim it. So, needless to say, we thank you for joining us on this evening. On this evening, we'd like to just put our disclaimer out there, as I always do. We welcome all feedback, good, bad, indifferent, ugly. We welcome it. Everybody has a voice, and everybody is able to voice their opinion. And we just want you to know that the things that we speak upon is from our experiences. Please don't hold it to any type of biblical standards or principles. It's just from our experience. By all means, everybody has different experiences and what they go through as far as the topics that we elaborate on. And at times we will post if need be or when the need is, depending upon what we're talking about, in the comment box. So we thank y'all.
Okay, Lex.
Okay. Hey, Kai. Hopefully you're feeling better, honey. I think we're all a little under the weather here, but we gonna push through.
You can see the lashes.
Yeah, go put them on. But but needless to say, yes, we welcome you on today. It was my turn. Mental Health Awareness Month actually is in May, but this month is actually an honor to go get screened. Far as mental health, and mental health is definitely. Oh, okay. Yeah, how much better Josiah is home in Maryland. When he came up by himself, I'm sorry, sidebar. I guess I'm gonna have to text you later. But okay, I got you. But we wanted to just bring awareness to, because there's different with my sister and kids. Oh, got you. Okay. We just want to bring awareness to one of the different types of disorder when it comes to mental health, because I wanted to deal with one that was more or less in general, that a lot of people can experience, and sometimes it can be heightened depending upon genetics, your environment, stress, different things you might deal with. And see, mental health, as they say, includes our emotional, psychological, and social well-being, and different things gets affected by that, meaning it determines how we feel, how we act, how we relate to people, how we deal with situations, because it's hard sometimes to try not to get anxious and come out of character on some things, because sometimes some people have a tendency to react out of being anxious. And I also have experienced myself, when I think at one point in time we all experienced this, I would say, as sisters. I also have a child, because she actually takes medication for her anxiety, and she has actual panic attacks, and certain things drives her or triggers her to go into her attacks.
And is her are they attacks, or was she actually diagnosed with a disorder?
She was diagnosed with a disorder for anxiety, and they actually put her on medication. I wasn't all for the medication part, but that's one of the is, to me, I prefer the remedy of just like breathing, going away. My main thing that I do is singing. For me, it's what calms me down to get me from being so anxious. But we just want to elaborate. I want to take in some of y'all's stories if you have some, and give us feedback. And we're going to talk about it, because I think sometimes, yes, bringing awareness to our mental health. A lot of people can have the occasional, like I said, anxiety, but then there's other heightened underlying other disorders like depression, and yes,
PTSD.
There's a trauma, What was some other one? Panics is like eating personality disorders. There's other different
OCD.
psychotic. Yes, it's different things that can contribute and make and heighten your anxiety, and
Okay.
that's basically
Social-
like
I have a
fear.
question.
Social
Fear.
anxiety.
Okay,
Yeah.
I have a question for
Anxiety.
you.
Yeah.
So, you don't feel that people should take the medicine? Why? Because I feel, I mean, is it, I want to know why.
I'm gonna say this. It's all according to the person, honestly, and what your treatment is entails. Of course, I would say every person should
Hey,
be
good evening,
involved.
guys.
Every person should
Hey.
be involved in their care
Don't start it. Good.
as well as their treatment. Um, I'm not going to say that I'm against medication, but just for me, if I was to need some type of treatment as far as
Because-
any type of mood stabilizer, that's like it can
Like a
definitely
up or
cause
downer.
long-term effects medically.
What do you, I mean, but I'm saying, if it's because you hear it on the commercials and stuff like that. Hey, everyone that's out
Hey,
there.
good evening.
Good
to all
evening,
that's coming in.
everyone.
Good evening.
She was just doing a disclaimer talking about mental health,
And
but right now
focusing on anxiety disorder
I
or
just
anxiety in
I
general.
really want to know. I understand you're against it because she was getting on me as well about and she got on me about the children taking the medicine.
Medication.
But I feel, I mean, I'm not saying that we have to depend on it, but everybody is different.
Yeah, that's what
But I just feel like, why are you against it? I mean, you think
because it
is
has
a
long. For some people, it can have short-term effects, and for some people, it's long-term effects. Like you can definitely have medical conditions that stems from taking the medication. Like you have to know with every medication, there's going to be a side effect.
Okay, Hollywood XK said, I don't believe in medicine as well, but it takes strong will and a strong mind person to conquer them.
Yes, and then there's different, like I said, there's different techniques that you can do that you know will bring you back to center. Like outside of prayer, we were talking about, because prayer is good, but then there's other things that we actually have to take on if we're trying to treat our anxiety on our own. Like I said, there's things that I do, like breathing is a technique that you can actually incorporate and implement when you find yourself coming anxious, because a lot of people get anxious like in their social
settings.
Yes, social settings, right before they might take a test or anything that brings on any type of stress right in there, or fear or anxiety, of fear of failing something or not being good enough or stuff like that. You can do like breathing exercises. I sing. It actually brings me comfort. I'll either hum, keep quiet, breathe, and recenter myself, because it is hard sometimes to do, because knowing what actually are the actual triggers is what's good or would be helpful, I feel, and knowing when to start. Like even when it comes to my daughter, certain things, like even when it comes to your diet, like there's certain things, like if she hasn't had a certain amount of intake within her diet, that even triggers her going into a panic or anxiety
Well,
attack.
your whole children, all of them,
So-
shake if they don't get no food.
But
Yeah,
to say the least,
that happened when they were babies.
Yes.
I
yeah,
don't
but
think that
You
was,
better not
because we
start
never
the
cut.
Parkers.
Yeah,
I
don't.
don't think that was anxiety.
You better not start the Parkers.
That was starvation.
Well, they
Something.
come out.
Hollywood said,
Hollywood.
or someone with them to help them along the way. Yes, I agree. Like we should have coaches out there. That's something that would really help. Coaches out there helping us to basically
guide.
us with our tempers, the flare ups, the triggers.
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
the thing.
cuz, hey, Wanda.
Hey, guys.
You see all of us in our lashes, right, cuz?
But
you have to be aware of your cycle of anxiety. That's the main
middle
thing.
child. What about the middle child? I don't know what you're talking about. Middle child syndrome? I don't know. Keep going, baby.
Well, anyway,
I think that can affect either child. It doesn't necessarily have to be the
Yeah,
middle
because
child.
a lot of people
I'm going
suppress
through-
when you suppress things too. It's like it can. There's a lot of I feel factors, which they even list talking about. It could be like anything that might happen, like we said, post traumatic can happen within your childhood, negative
OCD.
life events that people might not dealt with and healed from
I just
and
found
suppressed.
out. I found out.
Yes.
Okay, so
substance
abuse.
abuse.
I found
Being
out.
shy as a child. And then there's, like I said, other history disorders like depression. Like if you've been through depression, it heightens the anxiety and how we deal with
It's
things.
overwhelming.
Feeling.
When you start having the symptoms of
sweating,
palpitations
of the heart, your heart starts fluttering, stuff like that.
My husband
sleep problems. It affects your sleep.
Shortness of breath.
Yes. Your breathing.
And it's a serious thing. It really is. But what I really want to say is, I really want to know, yes, cause is it bad or is it good? She said lashes Azalea Cannon.
She got them on. Y'all can tell she got them on today.
She
look nice.
Yes. No, but my whole thing is, like she was saying, with the coping as far with the mechanisms, yes. But like with because I go to therapy. And I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Therapy is a help.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
it's a help for me because
they don't become an addiction either.
But then I'm gonna tell you something that I usually do. I kind of vent at I kind of vent on a job as well. Sometimes not to everyone, but I just vent a little bit. Just shut up, y'all. I have to, because I don't want to feel that like my sisters are being biased or whatever. And like this one, and it's the truth. She can be you. I'm going to call you out.
I could be what?
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna call you out, girl. Call you out. Like
wait, call out or what?
Because sometimes you cannot be compassionate.
Okay.
And she feels
we're gonna have to
it's the truth.
Because y'all can't keep saying I'm not compassionate.
If two sisters is touching and agreeing,
we love it.
But some people need
different children tell you have
that's affection.
No. Compassion.
Because you feel like my sister feels like because it's you're going through the same thing over and over again. She done it. Like I done heard it. I had enough with it. If you ain't trying to deal with it, I don't want to talk about it. If you ain't trying to solve the problem.
But that's so that does not say I lack compassion.
He said facts. Thank you.
Mr. Jones, don't do that. It's not that
it's to accept it first.
But I'm not. But how can I? No, because I can't. Because you can't say I'm not compassionate.
And you're the main one talking about
to the situation. But if it's a repetitive situation and it's draining and exhausting when listening to a person, and they're repeatedly, it's like because they have just like they have the right to take whatever choices, or me listening to you and which you're venting, I can hear it, but I'm not going to continuously keep hearing the same stuff unless it's like going around the mountain and expecting a different result. Like, what are you going to do?
Everybody might not get it the way you want us to get it.
But then you get excited and anxious over, like, sometimes I feel you get anxious and excited over the littlest stuff. And what I got to tell you, Zaya, what God's word said, be anxious for nothing. You'll call.
Yes. Because I literally have a human moment, and then she comes in and be like, boom. Like, I really, sis, really though? You going to hit me like that? Like I'm not supposed to have a human moment.
I didn't say not have a human
because that's how you feel. That's how I feel. You're not trying to give me a human moment. And it's in a dire situation, though. I want a human moment. Like, cry with me, sis. I'm going through
why? Because you crying, I have to cry.
Tia didn't want to say crying wolf. I'm not crying wolf.
Exactly. She's always crying.
No, I'm not.
That's why it's the crying that gets to me.
And Tina said, she's just straight up. She don't.
Let me straighten this out.
Give it to you.
She does.
I say it in a nice way.
Wait a minute. Let me just straighten
this
out.
She get anxious for.
Okay, she is very hypersensitive.
I am.
Say it. Thank you.
But I'm also calling you out because you do lack compassion, love. I want you to look at every scenario that there is that
Okay.
you can think of.
And say that I'm not
You're
compassionate.
not compassionate. I didn't say you wasn't giving. I didn't say you wasn't loving. I said compassion. And
Am
love
I
is
extra?
very
I
that
can
means
be.
That means sometimes you say you're an empath, right?
Yes, that means I
Okay.
relate and I can sense people
Mhm.
when they're feeling
But
bad.
you just
and
don't
all
want to
that
deal
type of
with
stuff.
it.
To a certain extent, no, I don't.
To what
Because
extent do you not want to deal with it?
when they repeatedly want to keep going through the same thing.
Okay.
That's just like
Eric said, just need a little more Jesus.
and that's that too. But it's like if a person comes to you for advice and they're sharing them with you,
so they only
where
have
they're going
one
through.
time to come
Minister,
to you?
No,
evangelist.
No, that's not. How many times have you came to me with an issue and then after a while,
We are
what
sisters.
triggers me?
We're supposed to.
Okay, but how? Okay, okay.
We're sisters.
See.
Other people, even with other people. I'm gonna give you examples here. I'm gonna give you examples. Okay. So I'm gonna say
that's all you can say.
I'm gonna give you initials. DW. Okay. So how many times did she come to you? And how many times did you stress the fact
DW?
that you were kind of tired of hearing her?
Oh, I expressed it after a while. It took a minute.
It took a minute.
Yes. How many times have I sat there and listened? Because people get themselves worked up. I'm not.
Need just that.
I know I might seem rigid and a little aloof, and I know this is to certain things. I stay in my corner, but that does not say I lack the compassion because I have it right then and there. And if she's getting excited and like worked up, okay, what is that sound of reasoning that she needs?
But that
Zaya pulling in
to be like, I'm not gonna listen to it.
Because that's after. She is.
That's after.
That's she don't for you.
Yes,
it's
she
a trigger for me because
you know who else is like that.
The same thing.
I didn't suffer. This is my first time going through a lot like that. What are you talking about?
Zaya, it was. You know what? Okay. We're gonna all agree and disagree because I don't know.
Eric said dealing with the same thing repetitive can be draining, nerve-wracking at times.
Yes,
got to have more patience with your family. You hear that?
What
he said? You got to have more patience with your family.
And I have the utmost patience because I can tell you I deal with a lot more from her than I would deal with anybody else.
He said she never listens.
Y'all going to get me in trouble. You gonna get yourself in trouble, Mr. Jones. But my whole thing
I am glad that he's telling the truth.
Hollywood X said they listen, they just don't act upon it when we want them to. It takes consistency on both ends. Thank you.
Definitely.
Yes. You know what? I didn't heard this word thrown around too much. I'm trying to tell you.
If your loved ones is telling you
this week,
and these are the people that are
we are close. We
are close. But I'm saying, but you get yourself. She goes into anxiety mode. Yeah. If she knows what gets her excited. Okay, who calls? She goes straight into like you have to know. Dealing with anxiety, we all have it from one time or another. It gets us like nervous. We get worked up, and we're just talking about different scenarios and stuff. But she gets going where she is really hypersensitive. I don't have time for some of the crying. It's not saying that I'm not compassionate to the
cry, just like mom does.
But it does because what is it going to do to help the situation?
Okay, so I was supposed to be tough and not say nothing. I'm not
saying that. I'm not saying that.
Don't act like it bothers me.
Some people try to listen, but sometimes the response is too aggressive. And I don't think no, it's not that aggressive because I am.
Annie, when I literally went.
Okay, what did I say when you first initially?
You said, "Come on, Zaya." You literally brought me in. I was like, "Wait a minute,"
because you automatically claimed something that you didn't have. Did you? Did you not?
I didn't claim it.
Yes,
I was.
Okay, understand this.
Oh my God, you automatically claimed something.
Understand this, sis.
Cuz just said lack of empathy, Annie Jones.
Oh my. Okay, cuz
that's family again. family again.
Well, you know what? This is why I can't go to the hospital rooms in ministry. Because obviously I don't know the right words to say. Because I probably will hurt somebody.
We're not lying. If Wanda just sat up there and
Mr. Gentleman said I'm doing it. So what I sound harsh? I'm just speaking my truth. Oh my goodness. Like, what is this? You know what? I'm gonna be quiet.
It's your topic.
Woo. Lord.
An overwhelming feeling of loss of control. That you're gonna lose it. That's what anxiety is.
Okay, Tina says sometimes some people need the straight up answer instead of someone trying to give you what you want to hear.
I do it in a loving way. I'm just not as
wait a minute, Tina,
and thing with my family because they're family. So they're gonna get me. Truth may hurt, but always living your truth. Exactly.
Okay.
But you were claiming you got anxious,
claim.
and I said, "Don't."
I didn't claim.
You automatically go, "Oh, it's gonna be good," but you went to like you're gonna die.
But I didn't. In her
mind,
there probably some people who have experienced that with a doctor telling them that they could very well have a mass on their breast.
Until you go through it, you don't know until you go through it.
Of course, that's the first thing.
But there's other health scares that are out there that
they probably take into consideration. The same thing.
But that's what I'm saying. I went through it, but it's like I don't know the way our father raises it was chalk it up. I don't understand.
Chalk it up.
Yeah, like
Daddy raises that way.
Yeah, I was right there. It was. What are you crying for?
And he stopped going hard.
And he stopped going hard
at the time on your sister.
I'm the Annie in my family.
Really?
And I don't know if it's a middle child. No, I'm not even gonna put it on the middle child syndrome. It's just I don't know. Like I said, I didn't get that affection and stuff, so I don't understand why people want that from me like that. But I am compassionate to in a sense. Like I can sense people in their emotions. That's why I can feel and discern when I go in a room. But at that time, I'm more hard on them versus when I'm in public. Let's put that out there. So I tune in, but it's not a small window, sis. It can't.
You already knew what I was fitting to say. Okay. I didn't even have the.
We're talking about anxiety, and then
very short. Very short. Yeah. Breathe. This is one of those moments.
And believe it or not, when I just went through something traumatizing. Like my sisters called it out. They literally said, "Okay, you have like PSTD." Yes. And they said I had anxiety and I was like, okay, which I didn't know that I had. And then like listen to my sisters and then going to therapy. That's exactly what I had. I had anxiety. And my sister was like,
but I knew it. And you're right, Mr. Gentleman. That's the thing. I know how to deal with them. I'm different versus dealing with them. But the other thing is I give people, just to clear myself with everybody and understand, I'm compassionate. And yes, I'm sensitive to an extent. Because if you keep coming to me with the same stuff, then it's a time to let go of the hand. Like it says even in the Bible, how long you going to feed on on milk before you need to graduate to the meat? I can't keep holding your hand. At some point in time, you got to do something to be about the change. And I know it's hard, it's easier said than done. But it's just, I know how to relate to those people at that time. Mm-hmm. Of course, I'm gonna be more harsher with y'all guys because we're sisters. I know you can hold the weight. She'll go ahead and tell me. She's like, okay, whatever. I just want to ask you again. But okay, give my feedback.
Eric said, "Do it behind doors, not in public."
Oh, she does. That I do.
She does.
I never, because I don't like being embarrassed, and anybody ain't gonna be embarrassed.
She will do it behind closed doors. But the thing is, she's that sister where, like, Avis sometimes will sympathize with you, whatever situation you in. She like I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean,
different, but okay.
Sis, I'm trying to tell you, you don't do it.
Go ahead and talk. Go ahead and talk.
Well, anyway, I'm just like, I know my sister here, like, what?
He said, I've been told it's not what you say, but how you, and that's the thing. Dealing outside of my family, I'm going to come straight for them, like I said, and let them know because there's no cut ties, hold bars. But if when it's other people, I'm very, and
well, you should treat us the same way.
I'm not going to treat you the same way when I know what you're going through and all that until we grew up in the same house. So why should I give you slack? You don't give me slack.
No, I don't.
Exactly.
I don't.
You going to give your mouth regardless.
I give them both slack.
She does. Not then again, sometimes.
I'm gonna tell them the truth.
She does.
I'm gonna tell them the truth. And
sometimes
I'm always have them to look at themselves first
and take accountability. And that's another thing to take in consideration when
in this situation,
experiencing those type of triggers too. You got to take into account and know and take an assessment of when you actually are having an attack come on.
He said, "Pray for the bishop." I'm there with you. They said I'm like that too. He said, "Okay, I snap and go from 0 to 50 in 2 points."
Avis is the more chill. I think I'm more chill than she is because she can go to 0 100 in a matter of seconds. Was you chill the other day?
What other day?
Oh, about the car
situation. You went to the car situation?
No, she wasn't.
The woman came out there with her face red, on fire. So you can't be too. See, y'all have to know us and the things that, like I out in public.
Wait a minute.
I am more.
Yeah, Avis.
Yes, I am more.
Avis is cutthroat.
Thank you.
No,
I
talked to her. I talked to because I even have it recorded. I talked to the young lady, and the thing is that they were wrong, and I was right.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know what else to say about that.
But those are different scenarios that can come about. Stress, depending upon the environment. You got phobias out here. Some people are scared of spiders.
It is.
Yes. It is in the Jones bloodline. I'm trying to tell you.
It's real. When I say it's real, it's real.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know I can be a little rigid, but
I'm not rigid.
But I can
now see
that.
Like me and her, we tend to I know
now like
I can be a ticking time bomb. I can.
So do you realize your triggers when you go into an anxiety attack?
Yes.
Wait a minute, are you on medication for that?
No.
Oh, so what do you do for it? Like
for one,
I applaud you for that.
For one,
we all experience it from time to time. That's the thing.
For one, I know what triggers, what not triggers, and I'm learning to now how to deal with it because I'm older.
So what methods would you say that
you have to walk away in certain situations?
So for you is walking away.
I have to walk away. And like in relationship, I have to be quiet. I have to be quiet until I calm down. But what he said, love you all. Keep doing what y'all doing. Is helping me in many
real talk. Thank you, love.
Thank you.
We reach one. We reach some. If there's nothing but one, so it makes a difference.
But I'm just saying, like me going through, because I did not know really. I was really going through something dramatic, and I was literally lashing out on a job, which I did not know that I was doing until they were telling me, because I was on edge when even with, and it's not that I don't know who God is, but when you have a human moment and you're going through your situation as a human being, but you're not thinking about the word at the time, even though I know the word.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like you definitely walked into a space of fear of thinking the worst.
But I didn't.
And that's where I was.
You're not understanding. When
I was just trying to offer.
I'm just saying, when you walk in a shoe, somebody's shoes that you haven't been in, or you haven't been in that situation, you don't know what you would do in that situation. You can't just say, it's okay. We're gonna
I
pray
didn't say
about
it
it.
was
No,
okay.
that's not how it's going to happen.
I didn't say
You're
it
gonna
was
have
okay.
you're gonna have a moment. You're gonna have a breakdown. Come on, get real.
I didn't say you had a moment, but you took your thoughts, your negative thoughts went negative. You went straight. They just basically said, let's get the biopsy done. Your mind went straight into a negative thought and fear that it's going to be
because
cancer.
Don't claim
all sickness is not into death.
Let me just say this. That is,
I agree.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, because you gotta understand somebody even get that news from a doctor.
That's understandable.
That can cause
anxiety. It can cause anxiety, which
to an extent, and that's what happened to me.
But then if you work up the negative, if you work up that fear, but why go into that negative headspace to already claim? I can understand grasping in and taking it in, but you went straight into wailing and crying like you was already diagnosed.
Okay, I calmed down. But then internally, I didn't calm down.
Yes, because you kept going on for 3 more days.
Not just that. Not just that.
That you understand.
Because I understand.
What do you understand? Let's see what you understand.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
What I understand is it's an overwhelming feeling to receive from your doctor that this is possible. She said everybody has a different reaction at different times.
Thank you.
And I totally grasp that.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't.
But if you're calling me,
I did
on the phone. She called me.
I did.
This is what
your family.
Exactly. So what do you? Okay,
why would I call my family?
Better yet, if I am not as compassionate or empathize or sympathize with you, why was you calling me?
Because you're a sister.
Exactly. So then if you didn't like my response,
regardless of what your reaction is going to be, she's going to call. Just like
exactly. So then why get upset with my response? I don't get it.
Because you're a sister.
Exactly. So I'm going to give her what
all
her
prayers
sister
are welcome.
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But see, this is how you deal with the anxiety. Like, okay, this is how I'm going to deal with
your anxiety.
I breathe and I sing.
What was your moment where you had felt anxious?
Maybe when I first had Ashley, being a mom. Mm-hmm. What else was an episode?
I mean, like maybe something recent, like within a year.
Oh, recent.
Cause thank you. Cause sometimes you just gotta just listen. No response.
Exactly. And I do that. I absolutely do that. Sometimes. But I do that. But I don't know what's happened recent that I got anxious. Because I usually have a method.
I'm asking you.
I'm trying to think.
Oh my God. Did you just say you do that?
No, because I'm saying I do that. I go straight to my coping mechanism to deal with anything anxious. I don't know.
Okay, Hollywood XK said if doctors had all your brains, it wouldn't be medicine. A dose of all y'all wouldn't work. Compassion.
Hey, baby girl.
Had truth and honesty. Hey, Angel.
And I mean, it's the same thing when you go to a therapist. The thing is, you're getting tools and equipment to help deal with.
Exactly.
Like, if you can take what they're saying and try to utilize the information they're giving, because it is real. I'm not going to say that it's not. I'm not saying that I've never experienced it, but I haven't got myself.
You have a hard time recollecting the memory.
Because I'm trying to think of where I got anxious.
Like right now, you're going through changes.
I'm going through changes. But
and see, my thing is she deals with it and cope with it in a totally different way. And then when we get on her, she puts a wall up. Does she not, sis? She hears us and she kind of puts a wall up.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
It's the truth. So when it's the sis, can we touch and agree and tell you that is what it is?
Mm-hmm. So how what kind of wall am I putting up?
Because you acting like you're downplaying your situation when you shouldn't. When we telling you, situation. with certain things that you're doing that is like not of you, and you're doing more of, and we're concerned about it.
I know what you're
And
now.
that's part of anxiety, and that's part of depression. Come on now,
No,
come on. Don't act like, and your sister just
I went through us now.
But your
that
sister
was
just
my
that was your
divorce and all this
coping
other
mechanism.
stuff.
Exactly. I was hoping that she was going to say that, but I can't bring that out. That's something. If you didn't feel
That was
she
your
felt
coping mechanism, was
anxious
that
or
not?
had any type of anxiety?
Yeah, but
moment,
at that time,
it
I would
definitely
say
was
going
then.
through the division, like after trying to keep a
Because you
family
acting like you
together.
ain't never.
But I've never
Come on.
really got
Come on now.
like height.
Not
Like
even
I
with
would
Toby?
go. Huh?
Not even with Toby. Mm-hmm.
No.
Yes. Oh yes.
It's been a long
Yeah.
time since I've been on here. Just like to say hello to all you ladies, and thank you for continuing to do live shows.
Oh, thank you. Hey. Like I said, and yes, I can at times. I know that sometimes, like we all deal with it in different ways, and I can shut down.
Mm-hmm.
But because I don't feel like some people might get in a position where they don't feel that the person can relate, like you just said, can relate to whatever the issue is. So what's the point of boo-hooing and crying and going to somebody else?
When we come to you and we wait a minute, but when we do it to you, you like got this. She literally do have a wall up. When we concern, not only have I came to her, this sister came to her, and not only did the sisters come to her, her mother went to her. So with that being said, she feels like, oh, I don't have a problem. But
no, I didn't say that. I did not say that by far.
I can't say that because she had reached out to me.
So I can
I'll strike that.
I haven't said anything.
Okay, I'll strike that.
Yeah,
so but she does have a wall up. You can't say she don't.
I cannot say that.
She does have a wall up.
I might at times put a wall up, but I mean, it's different factors that.
The thing is how people cope.
Exactly, and that's the main thing. What can we offer?
Yes,
but I tend to run to my family because my family is my closest thing. They're the comfort. When I was younger, I used to fight a lot.
Yes,
that's her.
Like I said, that's age on that one.
I don't fight
now. But I'm just saying, everybody deals with certain things in their own ways.
And it's a form of acting.
Y'all friends, we are, and my cousin knows this. We are that
Very
we are
so.
our each other's friends. And my whole thing is, I just feels like sometimes that we should be there for one another. But this sister tends to just,
I don't know. I guess I'm just wired different. But you also got to look at
how you wired different. We came from the same cloth.
We came from the thing. I'm saying I'm just wired different as far as how I deal with problems because you got to keep in mind growing up in the home, she got all the attention and stuff, special haircuts.
And here we go.
And then you got all the attention because you was always stayed on and mommy had to protect you. But I'm going to keep saying it, but I let it go. But I'm saying
no, because it's still traumatizing. It's not. Is that why you so irritated when I come to you?
It possibly could be. Now that I think about it, but
we getting somewhere.
At the same time, I mean, I can.
We getting somewhere,
girl. But also, what we want to take in consideration is people who gets anxious and have other mental health things going on, such as depression. Whether it is you didn't let it go. To an extent, no, because I mean, at the end of the day, it's like
family. You feel us. Family knows.
On the couch and talk about.
She do.
I'm
gonna tell you. Wait a minute. Family. She's not lying. Family knows. She knows us. According to her name should have been Cinderella.
What is that supposed to mean? Her name should have been Cinderella. Yeah, I worked hard. I did work hard. And he think it's funny, but I did. if y'all knew what I endured, not saying it was bad, they got away with stuff. They didn't have to get up in the garden and stuff because I felt like y'all got away with murder. Okay.
Are you going to break down?
I'm not going to break down.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
You promised.
I've already said no because I have been to
It's a
therapy on the
breakthrough
go.
moment.
It ain't no breakthrough.
Yes,
I
it
broke
is.
through with my therapist.
No, because you need to continue to see one.
You on your yes. All I'm gonna say is this.
Tina said, "Sound like Annie needs to." Oh, we said
that.
She does.
I might need to go back, but
yeah.
where is Mama?
She wouldn't help. She would make matters worse.
Oh my God, yes. And my only thing is,
this is the truth.
My only thing is this. It's actually acknowledging, like when you can acknowledge and try to heal for yourself, because there are people out here that's in the field and there's different life coach therapists and it's different ones around. I mean, I know the ones that I've been to, they were very helpful far as the therapy. Granted, you know, like I said, outside of that, I had prayer. Mommy said, I'm here. And it's not to knock, but my thing is, I guess I felt from my experience that just from my experience, and I'm just saying, I felt like I got short end of the stick emotionally. Like all of that attention went to these two. I was just floating around. Yeah, because I didn't get the attention. So how am I supposed to show you? Okay.
She needs to let it go.
Friends.
No, it's not about letting it go.
Feelings.
You never want to, because that means that you're not validating what they've been.
But I'm saying, it's just the whole point. You're talking about it, but do you honestly know that you're going through the same kind of stuff that you're talking about?
I'm not going through the same stuff. How am I going through the same stuff?
When you say same stuff,
yeah.
You're bringing this to the forefront with
because
the
I'm
depression
just giving,
and this stuff. This obviously
I'm giving insight.
Traumatized my sister in so many ways.
And that caused me to have anxiety. So I had to learn how to use different coping mechanisms with my therapist shared with me that would make it easier for me and implement for me. That's why I say we all experience it one time or another. Do you think talking to your closest circle help? I don't have a I know. I'm not one to talk to the circle.
She has friends, associates. I can't necessarily call them like best friends or anything, but I'm looking.
I have good friends.
No.
I have good friends, but I don't have a. Yeah, I don't. Because I have my own thoughts and
more or less her daughters.
Yeah, my kids is more or less who I talk and vent to. So, or my fiance or something like that. But no.
Patty Richardson said no. God,
hey, Miss Patty.
So many people said no.
I don't really think, because then sometimes people might try to be judgmental too. Like, and that's another thing. I'm not a judgmental person either. To an extent, don't do it. I am not. Don't go there.
Are you serious?
I am not.
Sis, I'm gonna call a spade.
Okay.
She only talks, never listens.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna call Kenneth Jones, if you don't be quiet somewhere.
Yeah, speak up, because he knows.
Annie,
he knows.
Look at what your cousin said. In caps.
But what?
You're not judgmental.
I'm not judgmental. I don't feel that I'm judgmental.
I like that. Then we can get somewhere.
Okay.
It's not Pickle or Annie Day.
It feels like it. Because I was trying to bring, we're talking about it and awareness, but I didn't think it was going to, lead this way. But okay, come for me. I'm coming back.
No, I don't want to. I'm not trying to come for you.
We're not.
I'm trying.
What do y'all making it seem like it's wrong for me to be the way that I like life traumas and events, like we say, that happened to us? I had to go through and learn different coping things. Now, given recent, as far as the split, the separation, the divorce, and dealing with the kids and all of that, and different things that they have going on. As far as
I wish I was there.
Yeah,
You'll be hearing a few.
it's just no. I don't need him getting on here and saying nothing. When you come the other way around. So, I'm just saying. I have a tendency to.
No, we just want her to realize, Tina, that because she makes
straight for you. Giggle. And
we just want her to understand, because she's making it seem like, oh, I'm okay, everything's okay, and it's not.
But that don't mean I need to walk around sad either. I'm not saying that. That's not.
We didn't say you had to walk up, but you got.
So it's like, because okay. I'm gonna give you a prime example, and this is like dimming the ancient. If I keep walking around, okay, everybody knows you have good days, you have bad days. But if I'm gonna keep focusing on my bad day, and I'm gonna keep walking, oh, my ankle, my head. Yes, I'll say it, but at the time, do something about it. Like, I'm gonna take some medicine. I'm gonna lay down and rest. I don't want a sympathy pity party, like, because there's things that you can do. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's just me. Like, woe is me, and this, that, and the other can go for so long,
you, right?
And I understand her.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
Where do you think I want to go with that?
To empathize and have more sympathy for,
and realizing that not everybody's going to see your POV. They're not going to see your perspective.
I understand that.
Okay,
but in relation to where it make it seem as if though that I can't empathize or take in consideration one's feeling, that's not fair to say.
You have a small amount. And that's just being honest. You have a small amount because how you feel, it shines through. Because it's like, okay, well, why can't you get, pull your
because that's how I felt. I had to do all my life.
Did it with your daughter the other day, and I was.
What did I do the other day?
Was it last week or the week?
Oh, with her situation.
Yeah, and I was in my feelings for that. I was like, poor. Oh my God.
Let me hold on.
How was that bad?
Because you already know she in a situation.
Okay, well, regardless of the situation,
I felt like it was really coming after her.
What about the part? No, what about the part when I was like, "What you doing? How you listening? How you feeling?"
I heard everything you said to her.
But then afterwards, you get to a place where you can't sit there and waddle.
You was rough with her.
I was not rough.
I beg to differ.
Okay.
Let me ask you this.
So,
do you think you're rough when you're handling people? Because she used to be a CNA DNA.
Yeah, that's different. That's physical, and I wasn't really rough. And I gave the utmost care, and they loved me. Go ahead. Don't make it sound like I was abusing people.
You abused me.
Me too.
The lot.
She threw me on top of the bed.
What about Maria? I gave her a bath afterwards. She had a good night's sleep. Did you not have a good night's sleep after I took care of you?
Yes, I almost went out the window.
You didn't go out no damn window.
I was between the rails.
Wait, she is exaggerating.
I wasn't between the rails.
Well, how'd you get there? Unless you
pushed me.
See, she's talking about something totally different. I'm not even.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to correlate the whole thing.
There. We used to work together. Tina said that.
The gentleman has said, so if you don't have no one to cope with, what do you do?
If you don't have no one to cope with,
there's different There's different hotlines,
there's different coping skills and strategies that you can actually use. The thing is finding the best thing and the right one for you.
Exactly. Even if you have a close friend, because some people say that it's hard to go to friends and family because then they might judgmental speak down.
Yeah, they might feel some type of
or they're not able to empathize or sympathize with what they're going through or whatever it is that you're dealing with, especially if you're in a state of some anxiety can carry over into if you be bipolar. People can react quickly. They can get very irritated. They can get snappy. And to me, that's like some type of mental health because they don't really know how to deal or cope with their feelings or express their feelings in a positive way. So it comes out in a negative way as far as snappy, irritated, ready to fight, ready to curse, it's just like, if you know those triggers, it's like, and I guess that's where I got to the point where you know
your cycle of anxiety.
Yes, because it's not like it's going to be. We all going to still experience it from time to time. It's the
let me not cut you off, but I want to actually tell where the point in my life where I have anxiety, because I kind of still do in certain aspects. If I'm riding with someone else in the passenger seat,
oh God, yes, she does.
I do. I definitely get anxiety because I don't have control. And if I feel that somebody is swerving just closely out of line, I am just like on edge. Like I think I have the brakes right where I'm at in front.
Yeah,
and
Azariah's getting like that.
It is.
But that has a tendency to happen because like you experience something traumatic. It's flipping over in the car and stuff doing. So that's why I said I can understand and those different things. And okay, you can't let go or heal from that. So it's like certain things, but it's like you gotta think on certain things and implement certain things that get you past, because it's like it's a control factor because you're trying to control an outcome to make you feel better. But it's a fear, basically.
Like Tina said, I hate to say it, but smoking weed is a great antidepressant.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, it's might slow the brain down, but all right.
Do you agree, Azalea?
I totally agree. I did like this.
Oh, okay.
You agree there's an antidepressant. But
it's not. I mean, you ain't gotta call me out. Hey. I have chronic.
But I think there's other different things that we can do. If we learn how to just relax, get better sleep, the change of diet.
Not for everybody.
No, the mind controls the body.
Yes, it's mind over matter. And I spoke on that.
The mind controls the body, and not necessarily
mindset.
I mean, you can do something organic or natural, but when you're feeling in that moment and you're feeling anxious, you have to think on some of the things that brings you pleasure or things that will calm you, because if not, it's going to be reoccurring, and then it can become disorder, and we don't want that to happen. So it's just about realizing what it is. Educate yourself on what your cycle is. Number one, definitely go to counseling if you can. That's definitely a good.
I want to say
level
this
of treatment,
because I do live with somebody with that. How my thing is to y'all. Do you have it written down? How do you deal and cope with a person that feels they have it, the anxiety and all of that, but then they want you to be in that same kind of, how can I put it? Not prison, but they want you to be where they at.
Experience what it is that they're feeling.
They want you to cope and deal.
Oh God, Tina.
Being negative doesn't help it.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's like, I know I can't say that person, and I'm trying, but I know that person have to do it for themselves. I'm learning that, but then I feel like it's a stumbling block for me, because then you're not letting me be who I am and enjoy life the way I want to enjoy life, because you have your problems. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, what do I do, or how do I handle a situation? Like, I don't want to stop doing things that's fun and doing it because you have your problems. And that's not fair to me. Is that fair to me? If the person, fair. I feel like this, if the person can't go out his comfort zone or their comfort zone, and they keep blaming it on this crutch they have, and you don't understand. And it's not that I don't understand the situation,
but you just saying what you just said.
I did.
I was getting ready to say that while you're in counseling, but you just did when you said you blame it on the crutch. It's not a crutch. It's actually an emotion. That's what he feels.
Yeah, but then you making me, I feel, suffer. Because it's like,
find ways.
It's like,
because there's certain things
because I call all his issues. I can call all that person's issues out. I already know. I know what it is. I see the signs. I know the signs. But he knows some of the signs. But the whole thing is, but then why make me go through something because I'm opposite of him?
Did you know that before you married him?
No, not really. Until I seen it for myself. And when I seen it for myself, I was like, oh, he really serious. Like it really is a problem. And then every time you take that person out that comfort zone, he gets
panic. It's a
he
panic
gets he gets anxious.
Mhm.
It's like, and I try to like calm that person down and be like, okay, it's gonna be okay. But it's like he don't want to hear. It's almost like I'm great hyperventilate. I'm great hyperventilate. I'm great. I'm trying to tell him like calm down. It's okay. But you know, it can be a little sometimes overwhelming for me because then it's like a self-sabotage. Do you get what I'm saying now?
What's the self-sabotage?
Because
for you,
for him, because it's like that person wants. He knows he has that issue. I know he has that issue, but then it's like
not doing anything to treat
the issue.
And it has to wait till that person actually gets to that place to want that help
that he wants to address
and wants to address it. The same way y'all are telling and talking to me about certain things this whole time. But my thing is he has to first acknowledge and then look for the different types of treatment that will help. Because right now, how he might be coping is staying in that's comfortable for him.
But it's not comfortable me staying home and being in four walls. I feel like I'm in prison. Where he feels like I'm just saying, I'm being real. This is what we're talking about.
When you're talking to your counselor, you know what I mean? Address that.
I already told her. I told her
like,
all
what
of
are the
this.
different things to help.
Try to apply the things that she's telling you.
Because I really feel like I feel miserable. I feel like,
but you don't want to feel confined.
I don't want to feel
restricted.
I don't want to feel confined. I want to breathe, and I feel like I'm with my family, the family that I love. And he is like, well, look, I'm family. He is family. He's the husband. But then, you know what I'm saying? Like, even when like we're telling each other our flaws, we see each other flaws. I can basically take our flaws from my sisters. I think I can take it better from them. I can take it better from them than I can take it from my husband. And that's the honest God truth. My sister's seen it and they know it. I don't know why, but stay at home while you're breathing.
You will follow or not. Tawana, you crazy girl.
I just don't know what I'm like at a loss because then when I leave,
but you can't be nobody's savior. You can't try to be the hero for something that he has to.
You have to come to a happy medium. Period.
You got to know what works and what you're willing to deal with, and then make and set.
If this don't work, try this. If that don't work, try that. Don't means just stop. Keep working at it. Because, I mean, you're married. So that means you have to work at it. Right?
He's just happy as long as I'm home. And then I'm mad because I'm not home. And see, I'm vice versa.
You mad because you're not home, or you mad because you have to be home?
No,
She's a more outgoing person, family. Like,
I
like to do events and
yes. So when I'm active. Like, I go out, like if say for example, go to Baltimore. I tend to be more loving. I'm like, hey, we talk and I'll talk to him or whatever. With him, he don't want to talk. But then when he's flipped, like as long as I'm home, he's lovey, touchy, and I'm like, really? I don't like no. Ew.
It like that.
It can't be that bad. We're like, ew all the time.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm being honest.
Today you feeling that way? I mean, because I think that's what is actually prompting your disgust in your face.
It's talking about we're talking about
Trying to figure out what the topic is about. See more. Hey, we're talking about mental health.
He has
dealing with anxiety.
He has anxiety. He does have anxiety.
He has a social
the different triggers.
Yes,
He has a
yes.
social.
He just he don't
We're
like.
focusing mainly on anxiety and how you can have an occasional, but then there's other disorders, underlying disorders that can make your anxiety a lot worse.
I've seen it for myself.
Bipolar depression.
He does.
Stuff like that.
It's like certain things, and like my mom, believe it or not, she tends to kind of suffer from things too. Like if things don't go,
yeah, I think but that's what
things
that's
don't
what I'm
go.
saying, though.
If you throw her off just a tad bit, she goes woof. Like
she's not able to control the situation.
Yes, she goes crazy. Like when I say crazy. Like it's just like she goes way off, and I'm like, Mom, and I had to see it for myself. 12 years, and I worked with my mom, and she literally had to admit, she was like, you know what, you're right. I was like, Mom, but you don't know what's going to happen.
The same thing that you did with her is what I was doing with you, because you even got to the point where I was saying it to you, and I kept saying, Zaya.
But I didn't yell at Mom either. I didn't make it seem like I had to come to Mommy in a way. She has to see it for herself. And she really had to admit, like, yeah, you're right.
There are certain triggers. Yes,
like, yeah, you're right.
We got like
she don't, and just like right now, we had to acknowledge with her, she don't like the regular bus. She for so many years. Change she don't like, so it's just like, and I try to tell my sisters, I said she don't like change,
and it's like separation anxiety. That's another one of it. Like she's separated from what she's normally used to dealing with.
Right.
So sometimes being separated from the thing that you're normally
she got ticked off, and my sisters she was talking about how she was walking through the house and doing things. Mom just didn't like she just didn't like the change, and being that, you know, she's not working with the special needs children and stuff like that.
Because I think she got more joy and compassion out of doing that, and having to deal with
regular kids
is a bit
much. Yes, so it's just like I already called it. Like, Mom, you don't like change. That's what it is. And you know what she had to say? You're right.
Some people are not comfortable with change.
No,
but we definitely Gertie, wrap it up. We just wanted to give some hindsight and insight into dealing with anxiety, bringing awareness to when you do get anxious or find yourself being anxious. There's different things and factors we just want y'all to all take in consideration. It could have been trauma, post-traumatic from a relationship, substance abuse, mood disorders, bipolar, depression. There's different things that can heighten our anxiety, and we were just bringing awareness to it. And basically speaking of from experience, the different things we experience, like growing up all in the same household, we experience different things, and how it even affects how we deal with conflict, how we relate to people. So what I experience is what causes me to relate to the people the way that I do. It might seem I am, because I am called very kind and affectionate and sweet. I have the compassion. It might not be to the extent in which they feel that it is. Yeah, but I still have it. So I do come across loving. I am receptive. I just have and I don't know what term I want to say, a low tolerance for certain things after so long after you try to help is basically what I'm saying. But we got to know what triggers, and like I said, it comes from the environment, and that's also something that contributes to our anxiety, the different things that we experienced in life, different situations that came about in our life after a while. And I think the different things that I took on, I just, just speaking for myself personally, because I'm not saying that I'm perfect at that. Like I said, I had periods, dealing with anxiety is real. So then it's like, I did find myself getting irritated, snappy, different things of that. I don't know about the
Jackie said,
I don't know about the
my youngest son have a lot of social anxiety.
Oh, that's
to do things with him in small steps. Even going to Walmart instead of going to the store for 25 minutes, I had to be in and out in 15. Girl, that's my husband.
Yes, it's like to ease and guide a person if you have the right person. And it's very challenging. It's not saying, but then that's why a lot of people go for the, go to the therapist, and some, if they feel that it's going to be like of harm physically or cause them to be suicidal, different things of that nature, then that's when they're placed on the antidepressants or mood disorders that try to control the behavior so that you don't act out. And that is some of the things you have to also take in consideration, because anxiety does, to an extent, affects our emotions and what we do. Again, how we relate to people and all that. Because it's hard trying to balance that stuff out with medication.
Medication is right for you.
And I'm not a pill person.
Like I said, it does have an effect on you.
Yes. So we just basically was given hindsight, bringing awareness to it, because this is Mental Awareness Screening Month, because the actual awareness is in May for mental health. But we also just pray that you seek the help that you need, know what works for you, know yourself, take self-assessment. And sometimes the truth does hurt. Okay, I can take it with a bare skin or whatever the case may have. You felt like I was attacked tonight, but it's okay. It's all good. But I'm working on it. I'm a work in progress. I know you too. We all know this. But we were just sharing some of our experiences. And basically you can all
we have something special for y'all next week.
Yes, we do. I'm not even going to mention it until the day of. So it's definitely going to be something different that y'all definitely ain't going to expect. So we're trying to do different things.
I just want to say this for the women or whoever is out here watching.
Breast awareness
for the mammograms. Please go get it.
Yes, because
please go get it. Please. Go get yourself checked. Please, it's a must. Yes. Thank y'all so much.
And we also will share this month with domestic violence, I believe. Yes. So it's domestic violence, cancer in general, cancer, and bringing awareness to our mental health. Whatever is needed to be done, please seek the help that you need. Outside of prayer, there's other things that need to be implemented. We know, resources. God said we still have to use wisdom. So I just pray that all this information or the stories that we shared and our experiences was helpful to you guys tonight. We will check y'all out on next week with something nice for y'all guys. Hopefully y'all will enjoy, and we'll catch you next week. Thank you for scooping it up in the Sandbox with the sisters. Y'all have a blessed night.
Good night, guys.
Good night.